Hi there, folks. It's Jonathan Denwood here from WP-Tonic. And in this video, I'm going to be covering a really important subject. How do you build a course that will sell in 2025? At WP-Tonic, we've got a ton of experience in building, hosting, and advising people when it comes to membership community focused websites. I've got a ton of knowledge to give you in this video. I'll be back in a few moments, folks. I'm coming back, folks. So, what do you need to know to build an actual course that actually sells in 2025? Well, I've made a ton of videos on this channel that covers a load of information to help you do this. But in this video, I'm going to really just cover what I think are the most important things that you've got to understand. First of all, yeah, the platform that you build on is going to be important. It's nothing worse than having to jump a platform because there's something that you want or need that you feel that would benefit your students and you just can't do it on the platform that you have selected and building your first course on. But on the other hand, a lot of people get fixated about this. Now, if you want my advice, the platform that provides the most feature rich and future proofing for you, because I think this is a relevant concern, but a concern much more later on your e-learning journey than now. But it is a consideration that should be in your mind for your second course, for your third course. The platform that gives you the most ownership, flexibility is WordPress, in my opinion. But there's good SaaS solutions. But people fixate about this too early, in my opinion. So keep that in mind. Number two problem, they they obviously you want your course to be a success. You want to get your first batch of students in. Um, but, but people tend to build what I call war and peace. They build their first course and it's 20, 30, 40 modules. It can have 40, 50, 60 plus lessons. It can cover every aspect of what you are trying to offer to your in this first course, and you spend ages, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a year building this Frankenstein, as I call it, out. And no, don't do that. You need to build what I call your minimum viable course. And I've stolen this from the world of Bootstrap SaaS, software as a service, where they've got this concept of minimum viable product. Well, I just call it minimum viable course. You want a course that is, I'm not going to tell you how many lessons it is, but it wants to be as short as possible, but offer a real solution, has a definite journey to it that deals not with every aspect of what your expertise is, but is focused on a specific major pain removing element that your course will deal with that will have real benefit to your target students. So keep that in mind because this is going to save you an enormous amount of time and effort. The reason why I go on about this because it cuts back on the amount of effort you're putting into the course. So that obviously you've got to build it and it's got to have some help the students that it's targeted at. But on the other hand, you've got to have the bandwidth to have to market this Nobody cares. You've got to get into the market. You've got to have, and I call this minimum viable course. I call it your soft launch. You should have set it up a landing page, and then you should have a special offer for people that sign up early. You need to make some videos on YouTube, and if you find a niche and there's not too much competition on YouTube and online in general, it's better to go with that niche than a much broader target audience because the competition is just going to be too much, folks. It's just the truth. So the money's in the niche. The money is making, putting things on LinkedIn, putting things on Twitter, using any free social media platform and tagging it and making a video that's at your target audience, building, and it's never been easier to build a decent lead magnet with a landing page and then trying to build a list. With AI and all the tools out there, folks, it's never been easier. But consistently, I have people that come to me and that they have already built a massive course, or they've built one and then they built it a couple of years ago, got nowhere, and then they're having another go at it. And they still they haven't in their own mind got any marketing strategy to try and build a list of people that they can market their early bird, their minimum viable course, to get the wheel moving, to get input from the students. So, um, I cannot overstress the importance of building something that provides real value, but doesn't turn into some enormous beast. But on the other hand, gives you the bandwidth to do the pre-marketing, to build some kind of list, to have some marketing strategies that will get the wheel moving, to get, if you've got an audience, you have built your tribe, as I call it, already. Um, it's still important not to build an enormous course because it is important to get the feedback of your first batch of students so you can build something that covers topics and gets the solutions that your students will then talk about you online and about how effective your course was. Hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully you can see I'm quite passionate about this because I don't want this to be a waste of time for you. I've written an article that goes into this in a lot more detail, gives you the best platforms, all the links, prices. You find the link for that underneath the video. And also give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm making these videos every week that covers every aspect of building a community, a membership website, a successful one in 2025. And it also shows YouTube that I'm doing something right, and I would really appreciate it. I'll see you soon, folks. Bye.